bit more discouraged than I was yesterday. Things are gonna be okay, but it's just those moments where, you know, being in business for yourself is really super scary because you're flying without a net, and you know, you're scared. You're scared of rejection, and you're scared of not being able to pay your bills, and you're just scared of failure. And it's really something you have to actively swallow all the time. Also had a pretty encouraging call with the lawyer regarding this whole thing that's happening on Friday with Doris. And, you know, it sucks. It sucks because it's somebody that you actually cared about, that you gave a lot of yourself to, and they're retaliating by using the legal system. And I think what's worse about having to face Doris in court on Friday is that I don't want to see him. I feel like if I see him, it's going to unravel all of the progress I've done as far as, you know, letting that relationship go in the last month or so. And I don't want to see him. I do not want to see him. Like, it's the biggest thing. Like, the case is going to be dismissed because it's clearly retaliatory what he's doing. He's pissed off that I left him, and he's suing me for fucking passwords that I don't even have. And I mean, just the idea of seeing him. Just, I want to unravel over it. I do. But onward and upward, I guess. I'm headed out to go see my friend Carrie and get a pep talk, and keep working, keep grinding. And the lawyer's supposed to call me back, and we'll see what he says. And we'll go from there. But yay, Tuesday. Back home after a really, really needed day out with my friend Carrie, and was getting a pep talk and laughing and drinking wine. You can see I got the telltale purple teeth of red wine, and try not to be discouraged. I think a lot of it is sad. Talked to the kids on Skype tonight, and it's really hard to be away from them. It's hard. It's hard to be a good mom and have the inability to parent your kids, not because you're a terrible mom, but because it's impossible. I can't do it with the way things are with their dad. I can't go back to Chicago. I have to stay far away from Chicago because of the way things are, and it sucks. I miss them. It's Christmas time. It's our time. It's the way it's always been with us. So it's extra hard. And I miss Austin, and I'm worried about seeing Doris in court on Friday. I had a good call with the lawyer, and I'm not worried about, like I said, I'm not worried about logistics of things. I'm just worried about seeing him. I don't want to see him. I don't want to come face to face with him. I don't want to see him. I don't want to crumble. I don't want to deal with any of that. But home with the dogs. I'm going to keep working for a while, and tomorrow's a new day. Today wasn't a bad day. Don't get me wrong. Today was not a bad day, but I have a lot on my heart. Welcome to the human race, I guess, right? Honest to God, I can't sleep. Shocking. So I checked my Snapchat. Just because I read my phone until I can't read my phone anymore and I go back to sleep. And fucking Jeremy is all over my damn Snapchat. Like, why does he conjure up like a devil? Like, why? Just leave me alone, bro. Why do they all come back? So now that's going to be on my mind. Like, why is Jeremy sniffing around me? How did I get so bad at picking men? Like, how did that happen?
So yeah, I never actually went back to sleep. It was one of those insomnias where you are exhausted, but like you seriously can't even fathom going back to sleep. I have so much on my mind. There's so much to do. I'm a little overwhelmed today, but at least I'm getting an early start, and the moon is beautiful. It's freezing cold out here. I'm out here with the pups. Gotta keep an eye on them. So, yay, 5 a.m. Let's get this shit done. Here's that gorgeous moon. My porch light's probably not making it look good. It's beautiful. In case you guys are ever wondering what my mornings are like. Hey, Kaya. There's Kaya. Kina. And you can't see Ember because she's black, which I'm sure is racist for me to say. But all three of them are there, present. it just dawned on me as I was editing yesterday's video. I was like, people are going to ask me, why the hell are you doing this? Like, do you really want to let the world know how miserable you are? And it's like, I'm not miserable. I think that it's important too, because I professionally do digital media, and everything, the reason why blogging is dead is that everything is so curated. There's no one talking about real shit anymore. Because people have been chasing big sponsors and chasing those big paychecks, and nobody's talking about what it's like to lose your job in October and to be a professional person that's overqualified to take on any, I don't want to say menial jobs, but like money-making jobs, and people that are creative or have a vision or have been successful in the fourth quarter. And I think that, it's important for somebody like me to say, listen, it fucking sucks. It sucks. I literally have 48 cents in my checking account right now. That's the struggle, and you gotta hustle, you gotta flow, you gotta, tell the truth. And, and not only is the business side of things a challenge, and especially when you can do it, and you're closing deals, and you know that the new year is just going to be gangbusters, but real life happens along with building a business. I mean, I ended a very, very important relationship to me in October with the ending of my job, and that was a relationship that I was deeply invested in for a year and a half. I mean, deeply invested. Probably more than I've been invested in relationships since my marriage. That is somebody that, I don't want to say live, breathe, and died for, but that's somebody that when you give all of yourself like that, and it's done in a blink of an eye, and then you're punished for it, it does something to your psyche. You just want to walk away, but then it hangs over your head, and, it's hard. I feel like I'm on my island here, and my kids are in Chicago. My friends are fantastic, but they have their own lives, and at the end of the day, the worst time in the day for me is, right before I go to bed. That's when I'm like, it's so lonely in this house by myself. So when I look at my dogs and I think about my kids, and I'm like, God, I miss so much that my life used to be. And it's a human thing. And I want to show that. And I want people to know that it sucks. Yes, sometimes, people get caught up in well, she should do this and she should do that and she should have kept her mouth shut and kept her job. And it's like, no. You live your truth, for better or for worse. And you chase your dreams, and you hustle, and you tell the truth about what life really is about. You tell the truth. It sucks right now, guys, but you know what? In a couple of months, I'm going to be in front of you going, it fucking rocks. I did it. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to make people feel sorry for me. I'm not doing this for head pats and get them, Jen. I'm doing this because authenticity is what people want to see. I can do a beautiful flat lay on fucking Instagram of my morning coffee, and you guys go, oh, that's pretty, double tap. But this is real life, Fourth quarter, can't get a job in the fourth quarter when you're expensive. Nobody's got room in their budget for you. Nobody's going to bring you on in their firm right before the holidays. That's stupid. No, you got to make it or break it on your own. You got to hustle, and that's what we're talking about here. And I want to bring you guys on this journey. I want you guys to see the ups and the downs and the roller coaster. And yesterday was kind of a pity party day. Monday flew high, and then Tuesday reality was kind of like, you signed all those contracts on Monday, but girl, that doesn't start and pay the bills until January. So what you gonna do? Well, that's where we are. But I thought about that this morning. I was like, people are going to be like, what the fuck is Jen doing now? What the hell is this? Why is she crying about her stupid boyfriend on her balcony at, 9 p.m. at night? And, life. We all have that one person that hurt us so tremendously, we never want to see them again. Doris is that person for me right now. It used to be my mother. Now it's Doris. I've come too far to crumble. And I'm not afraid of him. I'm afraid of losing my momentum, and it's terrifying, and that's a human thing. So that's where I'm at right now, for better or for worse.
I guess what cracks me up the most about living in Georgia is that I literally live a mile away from the downtown district, and people are horrified that I walk it instead of driving it. It's like, why would I waste the gas and search for parking and pay for parking and deal with the hassle when I can just walk? I mean, bro,
Like, why wouldn't you? I guess it's a Chicago thing, especially when it's below 60 degrees. They act like I'm some kind of damn unicorn. It's like, just walk. Clear your head, burn some calories, get some fresh air. Not have to deal with assholes on the road. I don't get it. But yeah, I walk downtown every day. Here's something that's gonna make me sound a bit like an asshole. This is the building Austin and I picked out. We're gonna buy for the company we were starting in the new year. And I thought walking by it, there's no way around it, I have to walk by it every day downtown. I thought it would make me sad. But I'm walking by it for the first time since we broke up now. And I think it's a reminder. I'm not sad. I think it's a reminder that I should be doing something that I'm excited about, not that somebody else is excited about. Because I was excited for him, but the idea of doing business here did not get me out of bed in the morning. It really didn't. I got out of bed this morning because I want corner office space on Peachtree Street, not a garage in Marietta. Well, it's Friday. Today is the day. I'm nervous. I didn't get enough chance to film yesterday because I was so overwhelmed. Oh my gosh. I talked to like 4 lawyers. One had me completely freaked out about what was going to happen today, but I wound up going with a lawyer who I think is gonna have my back. It's so weird that I got so worked up about it. Now that I think about it, it's like I didn't do anything wrong. This guy is completely out of his mind. This is like my ex all over again. So court this morning, and then I don't have to ever deal with Colin again. He can go bye-bye. It can be done. It can be over. Yes. I'm so happy. I need him just out. What a suck. What a suck. Oh, I feel better today. Yesterday, I mean, there was, I think, 6 hours yesterday. I just sat there and I was shaking in my office. I was just shaking because I didn't know what to do. But no, he's just a bully. And I haven't done anything wrong, so I have nothing to worry about. But, you know, the anxiety kicks in and I don't want to see him. But I feel good now that I have a good lawyer with me. It'll be good. It'll be fine. Oh, guys, I did it. It's over. Went to court. It's over. It's over. I'm so excited. Such a weight off my chest. He didn't show up. He didn't have the guts to show up. So he sent his little assistant to go fight his battles, because of course he did. And even his lawyer said to me, his lawyer was like, he took me aside and he's like, I want you to know, my clients pick me. I don't pick my clients. And I was like, wow, what a cool thing to say to me. And I was like, no, I didn't take it personally. You know, you're doing your job, man, and you're a shark, and I appreciate that about your job. But you know what? I hired a shark too, and my shark walked up and she was like, this stupid. What are you gonna do? Like I said, are we gonna do waterboard me for shit? They've legitimately tried to get me to give up a Google password I never knew. That's like 5-6 years old. Like, sit down. So yeah, he didn't show up because then I would have been like, so what about our relationship, brah? Do you want it on public record that we had a relationship? Do you want your wife to read that? No, you don't. So, stay home. Sit this one out, bro. Oh, I'm so happy. Such a relief. I don't even want to work the rest of the day. But I have my hair and makeup done. I should shoot some content. But I have officially lost 210 pounds of vodka-soaked ham. Thank you, baby Jesus. Well, it's Monday. I didn't record much over the weekend. I Snapchatted a lot of what happened. I just kind of needed the weekend to chill. I got vindicated on Friday, which was amazing. And then I got an awesome opportunity to go for something in Chattanooga to work for a tremendous mentor of mine, and to take this digital media career next level. And I am going for it. I'm going for it. I'm terrified, but I think that it's coming to me in a way like, okay, it's time. Take the leap, girl. And then on Saturday, I got my settlement approved from this whole thing that happened on Friday. He'd been dicking around with it and trying to not pay me what I'm entitled to be paid. And, you know, I got fired for bullshit. So it felt so good to be vindicated. I spent a lot of Saturday and Sunday getting my house in order because I feel like the whole time I've been in Georgia, I haven't really been able to do anything but live in the moment and like manage chaos. I mean, when I came here, I had a few bucks in my pocket and no real plan. So, like I said in the podcast, I just kept getting job after job after job to pay the bills and feed the kids. And then, you know, the engagement fell through, and then I got involved with Colin, and then I got involved with Austin, and it's just been managing chaos. So this weekend I made a conscious decision to start putting me first and start living a life with a plan. So this whole thing with Chattanooga came up, and I got my house in order, and I made a plan for 2017. So I didn't film a lot of it, but I feel good. Today I have a couple of consultations with brand media, and I have a big contract starting with Emory Hospital. So I'm happy. I'm happy. I feel good. You know, I think a lot of the stress that I've been experiencing, and I look through the videos of the last week, and it's like, I was falling apart. I mean, you have to understand, like, if you look at it in a vacuum, it's just a week of me having a meltdown, but it's like, this was 18 months in the making. I was going through some stuff from this time last year, and it's just like, a year ago today, I was in Boston visiting Jeremy, and you guys would not believe what had happened. I mean, it was just the most bizarre thing that had happened, and it kind of set the stage for this last year. So I'm so glad to be done with it. I'm so glad. I look good. My skin is clear. I've lost a lot of the weight I gained. I feel good. So this is going to be a big week. It's going to be a big week. I had trouble with Eric over the weekend. He had a bit of a meltdown. Like I said before, he still thinks that we're married in his mind. And he asked me what happened with Austin, and I was like, well, we broke up. And then he flipped his shit. I'm a whore. Apparently dating 3 guys in 2 years makes you a woman of the night. I was like, well, I'd have more to show for it if I were a good whore. But I guess I'm a terrible whore. So, okay. Onward and upward. I say that all the time. I'm just finally feeling like I'm in control of my own life. And I feel like I am, because when you think about it, if we're being brutally honest, I've been managing chaos since the flood back in 2013. Like, when your entire house washes away, and then you're raising children in a hotel while their father is completely having a meltdown and not a support to you, and you're trying to rebuild. I mean, I've been managing chaos, and then, you know, it's time to stop. We're not going to go on year 4 of managing chaos. So I started today really happy, grounded. I guess happy is a misnomer. Is anybody really happy? I think that there have been stages over the last 3 years that I have been very happy, but have I been grounded? Yes and no. Some moments I've been very grounded. I always mean what I say. Like, if I say something on a vlog or a podcast, I'm always in the moment and I mean it. It's always this reflecting and looking back, especially at the end of the year, where you realize, well, maybe I wasn't as happy. You know, you'll lie to yourself a lot to justify anything. I mean, I think of this time last year when I was sitting in Boston. And maybe I'll tell the story of what happened in Boston another day, but what a shit show that was. And I just remember sitting in a tire store in Quincy, Massachusetts while this was happening. I was tucked in a tire store, and it didn't feel right, and it felt wrong. And I was like, what am I doing here? And yeah, we're not doing that again. Christmas is this weekend. I am wearing a red scarf. I'm trying to get festive. I'm trying to not miss the kids so much. Eric's just being impossible when it comes to the kids. You know, and there's nothing I can really do about it. I mean, I could go after him, and I could drag these kids back here, but it's not good for anybody. And the kids will come around. I mean, they're little kids and they're spoiled. Well, they're not little kids, but they're spoiled. They're at the age where whoever's got the most money, whoever has the most ability to spoil them, they're going to go where the money goes, right? Right now, he has the ability to spoil them, and they're all about their friends and their school and their activities. And, you know, and I've been built up to be a monster who doesn't want a family anymore. You know, and that's really hard to deal with. And it's going to be a lot like how I grew up. You have a parent who demonizes you, and then I think I was 13, 14 when I was wised up, and I was like, it's not the narrative. My dad walked away because it was the most humane thing to do to us. And and when I say walk away, I don't mean abandon my kids. It's just that I'm not gonna go into a holy war with a man who in his mind still thinks we're married, and every time I date somebody, I'm cheating on him and I'm a whore and I don't want a family. You know, and I mean, I got a text at 2:30 in the morning on Sunday, just incoherent ranting about how I gave up my kids to sleep around. And it's like, whoa. You know, okay. All right, bro. So another Christmas without my kids. There's a lot of time left in life. I do regret not getting into the spirit in my own house, but each moment in its time, right? So, well, here we go. Let's see how this week goes. I'm optimistic and I'm happy and I'm grounded and I'm ready to make a plan. And I'm ready for the next year to be completely different. There will be no chaos in Boston. There will be no managing men, because I feel like that's the way to security. There will be no altering my dreams and my plans for someone else. There will be no more acts of desperation. There will be no more managing chaos. I'm glad last week happened. As much as it hurt me and as much as I physically suffered from it, and I didn't really think on Thursday I was going to be okay. I really didn't. It was just all imploding. And I was sitting there going, my karma is good. Why is this happening? Well, it's a purge. You have to get the shit kicked out of you eventually. And, you know, there's been a couple of times in my life. 2011 was a perfect example of how I got the shit kicked out of me. And it righted my ship. And it prepared me for what happened in 2013. And this was, people who have not been through certain life things don't understand that there's arcs to things, and this was a 3-year arc. Going into 2011, that was a 3-year arc. And so here we go. Let's do 2017 to 2020 on a different arc. Let's do it on not one that does this. Let's do one that kind of goes like this. Let's get on the kiddie coaster. Let's get off the scary Six Flags ride. We're going to do a kiddie coaster for the next 3 years. You put your head down, going to work hard, going to make that money, and see where life goes. But with me driving. With me driving. I'm a good driver. It'll be with me driving.